Hi, I'm Sydney.
And I'm Abigail.
And today we're going to do paper basket weaving. So first, Abigail and I have each picked out 2 colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our handy dandy ruler and I'm going to measure out 1-inch strips on one piece of my paper. I think I'm going to do it on the purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the ruler at the bottom of the paper and then just make a dash, and I'll go back and draw my line later. Did you finish the lines or did you just cut these out last time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now Abigail's gonna draw her lines. I drew my lines already, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut those out to make some strips. Now Abigail's cutting out her strips. I'm gonna show you the next step so that I can use the ruler so next time she can use hers. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our second piece of paper and we're gonna fold it hamburger style. So once we have our paper folded, let's go ahead and crease it real well. It'll look something like this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my ruler and I'm gonna measure a 1/2 inch from the side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my paper and I'm gonna go a 1/2 inch from the opening and I'm gonna make a dash. Okay, so my line right here is a 1/2 inch from the edge, and I'm gonna do that, and I am just gonna keep that there as a reminder for later. So what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna go on the top of my paper, and we're gonna measure 1 inch apart, just like we did when we started out earlier, cutting our strips. Alright, and once we have all of our lines, I guess you can't see those very well. I'll make mine a little longer. So you have their lines, they should be something like this, and I'm gonna draw mine all the way up. But I'm not gonna go past this line up here. This is gonna be my stopping point. And since Abigail's using the ruler, I'm just gonna use a straight edge of a piece of paper. So once I'm done drawing my lines, it should look something like this. And see, the opening is down here where I have that 1/2 inch of extra room. So what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna go to the folded side. So the open side will be towards you. And I'm going, actually it's away from you. So the open side should be pointing away from you. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut on those lines and we're gonna stop about a 1/2 inch before we get to the edge of the paper. So when we get done with our first, it should be something like this. And up here doesn't open, down here it does. And We're going to continue to do this for all of our lines. Just make sure you don't cut all the way through. And mine is done. So once you're done cutting your lines, it should be like this. What we're going to do is we're going to open our paper. We're going to try to flatten out where we folded it. If you want to, you can kind of fold the strips the opposite way to give it a flatter look. And so you should have all these strips like this.
So first you go over this first little section and then you come back under the next. And you keep doing that as you go up this entire strip. And it helps if you lift up the first paper. And then go under that final one and then scoot it to the very edge. And then I take another strip, but to give it the basket effect, you have to go the opposite direction. So I'm gonna start under, then go back over. And you see how the squares don't line up? That's what we want. So we go under, back over, under, back over, and then we reach the end, and then we scoot it all the way up against this other one, and then you keep doing this until you're done with the entire page.
Once you're done, your basket should look something like this. And now what Abigail and I are gonna do is we're gonna take the edges where it's loose up here, so you can slide it through. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take some glue and we're gonna apply it to all the loose parts on the edges so that our basket pattern does not get messed up. So once you're done gluing all your edges, what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut the excess off so that it lines up with the edge of the paper. And Abigail's gonna do one side and she's gonna show you what it looks like. Be careful not to cut your actual paper, but if you do, it's okay. And that's what one side should look like. And then you do the same on the other. That way you have a nice little basket square.